Have you ever owned or thought about owning a power sport? Most people would ask what a power sport even is. Well, I'm here to tell you more about the history of power sports and how they got to where they are today. Today, I'm going to be going over snowmobiles, ATVs, and dirt bikes. First, I'm going to talk about snowmobiles. In 1927, Carl Ellison produced the first motorized toboggan, which was claimed as the first workable single-track, one-passenger snowmobile. According to History of Snowmobiles, in 1940, the Iron Dog machine went into production, which is bigger and slower than modern snowmobiles, and was made for trappers, hunters, and power service companies. In 1956, Polaris built the first production snowmobile, called the 1957 Polaris Snow Traveler. In 1959, the Skidoo snowmobile was made and is much lighter and more maneuverable than other snowmobiles. This was a tremendous breakthrough and success in the snowmobile industry, which raised the sport of snowmobiling. More than 3 million people, which is about the population of Arkansas, in the United States and Canada, snowmobile each winter. There are more than 230,000 miles of groomed public trails to ride on. In 1976, James Hollander started designing heated handlebar grips, which were called hot grips. In 2003, Yamaha RX-1 1000 four-stroke engine was introduced as the world's first high-performance sled. In 2020, worldwide sales of snowmobiles grew to 133,440 units, which is a 10% increase from last year, 2020. Next, I will talk about ATVs. According to Fun Facts ATV History Motorsports, as we know, the first ATV was actually a three-wheeler. It was called the Sperry Ran Tricart and was designed in 1967, but it wasn't manufactured until a year later in 1968. Honda's ATC 250R sold in 1981 and was considered the first high-performance three-wheeler with full suspension and a 5-speed transmission, which was also a big breakthrough for the ATV industry. Kawasaki debuted their first company four-wheeler in 1985. Today, ATVs have their own motocross and racing events. Last, I'll talk about my personal favorite, dirt bikes. I personally did own a Honda 250, but it blew up when I was riding it last. So I no longer have a dirt bike anymore. And the first known motorized bike was invented in 1860 in France by a guy named Michael Perez. In 1912, the first mopeds were produced. Velocic cycle motors were the first initial mopeds to hit the roads. In 1954, Suzuki began the production of their motorcycles. In 1983, the transfer of Bob Hanna from Yamaha to Honda saw the improvement of Honda's quality against Yamaha's quality. According to Oldham S. Sam Oldham, in 1996, Honda outdid the other manufacturers and built the first four-stroke 450 motocross bike, which had smooth sport power, which is better for motocross and other racing events that people use them for. Now, I'm going to tell you some fun facts about about dirt bikes. Most models of dirt bikes weigh under 200 pounds thanks to their aluminum frames, rims, plastic panels, plastic fenders, and many more lightweight parts. In 2002, Caleb Wyatt successfully landed the first ever backflip on a dirt bike, which was crazy to the dirt bike community because no one has done it before. The world's highest jump record is 78 feet, and that's held by Ryan Capes. The world's furthest jump on a dirt bike is also held by Ryan Capes for 390 feet and 4 inches. Axel Hodges tried reattempting the world's farthest jump, but failed and crashed on his landing. In conclusion, I hope you learned more about about the history of power sports and facts about them. Today, I told you the history of snowmobiles, ATVs, and dirt bikes. Now you know more about power sports and how they got to where they are today.